Hey, peace, beautiful beings. My name is Daniel Hussein. Welcome. In today's video, I'd like to explain what should I eat. If you are anybody who's on this journey of figuring out what it is that you should be eating, whether you're underweight, overweight, skinny, obese, this video is for you. Or whether you're in perfectly healthy range and you just don't feel great. So what can we do? Let's first of all look at the consistency of a meal. What does food consist of when you're eating it? There's carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. These are macronutrients, the three macronutrients which we eat. Let's say you have some rice, okay? That's going to be a lot higher in carbohydrates. It's going to have some protein content in there. If you had chicken in there, that's a protein source. Whereas if you had some oil in there, that's a little bit of fat. Let's look at steak, eggs, avocado, tomatoes. So the tomatoes would be carbohydrates, the egg and the avocado would be fats, and the steak would be fat if it had some fat on it. If it doesn't and it's just lean protein, then it is just entirely protein, and that's the consistency of the meal. Now that sounds more like a higher protein and fat meal than it does carbohydrates because of the context. So what kind of meal should you be eating? Let's talk about it. Me, for example, through trial and error, I learned my body thrives off eating high fat, moderate protein, and low carbohydrates. Now, this is very important. If I am not eating right for my physiology, then I crash, I feel tired, I crave more snacks, I crave sugary foods. My energy is a roller coaster. Whereas if I have higher fat meals, I feel satiated, I'm going through the day, I'm energized. And so the same will apply when you start eating right for yourself. It's time to experiment, guys and gals. Do you need more protein? Do you need more fat? Do you need more carbohydrates? Get into this questioning habit of when you have a meal, say, how long can I go after I've eaten this? If it was high in fats, consider maybe you need to eat more fats in your diet. Everybody needs fats. And I'll explain what kind of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins we should be consuming. Let's talk about proteins. You have fish. What kinds of fish, you ask? You have salmon, sardines, mackerel, cod, herring, kipper. Those are some to name a few. Now let's talk about fat sources. Coconut oil, olive oil, avocados, nuts and seeds, egg yolks. These are all awesome, very healthy fat sources, and we need a little bit with each meal so we can regulate our hormones, repair, brain function. Very critical. Fat doesn't make you fat, by the way. It's a big myth where they say fat makes you fat. It's high carbohydrates. Let's talk about carbohydrates now. The very thing which is causing a lot of disease and illness. Be mindful of how much carbs you consume throughout the day. If you're drinking a lot of fizzy drinks, that is one of the quickest and easiest ways to overconsume sugary things. Fruits is a much better substitute. If you're anything like me, go for things like kiwi and blueberries, which are lower in sugar content, and it won't spike your insulin and then make you feel tired after. Whereas if you're somebody who thrives off carbohydrates, maybe you want to consume more sweet potatoes, keep an unlimited amount on vegetables. Vegetables which are higher in carbohydrates could be carrots, tomatoes, sweet potatoes, what's that thing called? Plantain chips. Plantains, if they're ripe, are very sweet. And so you want to focus on high carbohydrate carbs if you are a body type which thrives off high carbs. If you are not, then you want to focus on moderate protein and a little bit of fat, so you keep satiated and your hormones are regulated and your repair is good and your brain function is optimal. So experiment with these three macronutrients. It's what each meal most of the time consists of. And once you find that balance, looking good is going to be a byproduct of feeling good. the goal is meant to be to feel good. And once you learn to get your hormones balanced and your energy levels, then your body will follow. But be patient, my friends. Be consistent. Do not give up. If you are struggling, reach out to me. If you have any suggestions, if you need any help, leave a comment down below. Send me a message on Instagram at Daniel.Hussein96. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all of those good things. Thanks for watching. Peace.